I'm Dr. Kemi for Kemi Talks Media. It's Saturday, the 29th of March, 2025. Let's talk about this beautiful video. There's a lot of stories we have to tell in life, and a lot of you don't like telling stories. You have to tell stories. I'm a retired journalist now, and journalism is a rough draft of history, and this is one of the beautiful stories that I would love to tell you today. It's about a man called Alan Onyema. Mr. Alan Onyema, the CEO and chairman of Airpeace. The photo you're looking at here is me sitting in a car with the late Alabo Graham Douglas. Now, if you know Minister Alabo Graham Douglas was a minister in the Abacha and the Babangida administration, and he was a Rivers chieftain. And I stayed with him for 30 days in Rivers State after my final release from Port Harcourt prison. This is the morning of my flight. It was a 7 a.m. flight on Airpeace from Port Harcourt to Lagos. And here we are on the way to the airport. I miss you, Alabo. He was my godfather, too, just in case you didn't know. And what happened was when I was dropped at the airport, I entered the plane. A 737 heading to Lagos. They served a boxed breakfast, a continental breakfast, which contains a croissant, a muffin, a juice, and maybe a mint or something. It's just like a 45-minute flight. After they gave me my boxed meal, I suddenly found these two flight attendants coming towards me with a tray. And it was a cart, a tray on wheels, a low tray, the kinds that they use in first class. Yeah, it was a first class tray. And honestly, I didn't know what was going on. And I passed my camera to the man sitting on the right side of me. And I said, can you just videotape everything that's about to happen here? He just started videotaping it. Honestly, I can't find the video, but he took pictures as well. And the flight attendants came towards me and stopped. And I looked up at them. I'm like, hi, can I help you ladies? And they said, Dr. Kemi, this is for you from our CEO and chairman, Mr. Alan Onyema. And I'm like, what? Are you serious? Your CEO said this to me? Yes, welcome home, Dr. Kemi. These are the words of the flight attendant. And I'm like, oh my God, this is really great. Please tell the CEO, thank you, thank you. Everybody in the flight was looking at me, looking at the food. What about us? And I'm like, no, I'm special. Like you would think they know that I've been in Port Harcourt for 6 months back and forth, and I'm now going home finally. Everybody read it on the news. In that foiled, container is hot breakfast, as in eggs, sausage, bacon, a bun. I got fruit. I got what the others didn't get in addition to my box. I took my box home to my son, but at the end of the day, this was just compassionate. For somebody who was wrongfully arrested 3 times, locked up 6 months, and now they're traveling back and forth on Airpeace just to get to Port Harcourt, to courts, to this, to that. Eventually, my case was dismissed by a federal judge, withdrawn in magistrate court, and I was going home, and this is Airpeace. I have to tell you one thing about this flight. This flight was given to me as a compliment as well. When I booked this flight and I spoke to Airpeace in the DM on Instagram, they said, don't worry, we'll take care of your flight. Because I wasn't sure about a certain thing on that ticket. It was not going through to the airport. For some reason, they just said, we'll take care of it. When I got to the airport and checked in, something was suspicious. They just said, give me your ID and your name, and the flight was paid for. I don't know who paid for the flight. I really don't know. I just got on the plane, and I thanked Airpeace. Airpeace paid for my flight home, and they gave me this hot meal. So you got to know, when these ladies now said from our CEO and chairman, I'm like, oh, what a plan. And this is when we arrived in Lagos, and everybody in the plane had left, and I just wanted to take one last picture with the crew, and this is when we're getting ready to do that. And this was my final flight to Port Harcourt. I'm coming home now to Lagos, but when I went for court, the final flight over there from Lagos to Port Harcourt, Simisala Jibola flew me. She's no longer with the airline, but she was the pilot, the female pilot that flew me one of my trips to Port Harcourt. And later, This was an arrest that happened in 2017 and ended in 2018. This was the exit from the first arrest. And that year, my birthday, Earpiece gave me a one-way ticket to go catch fun in Abuja. And I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed the fact that this one-way ticket was given to me by Earpiece. However, I didn't use it. Okay, when I say I didn't use it until I actually went to Abuja for the first time, which would be, let's say, 2021, 4 years later. Now, at that time, I was going to Abuja for a party, and from that party, I was going to Nasarawa State, and then from there, I was flying to another city. So this one-way ticket was really very, very appropriate for me because I wasn't going to be flying back to Lagos or Ibadan or anything. I kept this ticket for 4 years, and then I finally arrived in Abuja. This is my arrival in Abuja. Remember Touchdown Abuja? Go watch the videos on Twitter. Earpiece has always been my airline. I hear they're going to London now. One of the pilots that flew me to Abuja contacted me on Facebook and said, "Oh my God, this is a great video. I remember this. We're now going to London. I'm on the 777 to London. Mr. Onyema, I'm coming to London soon." No. At the end of this video, you'll see that video. Okay? I want to wish you a happy birthday, sir. Many happy returns of the day. I hope you enjoyed your day yesterday. I caught some pictures here of you arriving at the headquarters. I will be visiting you as a courtesy visit to the headquarters whenever I'm in Lagos. I don't live in Nigeria anymore. I left 2 years ago. I'm glad you had a great day. All these cakes. Wow, wow, wow. Cakes everywhere, Mr. Onyema. And I don't know who this is. This might be his wife, but congratulations to the family. Congratulations to the good job you do, Mr. Onyema. We really appreciate you in Nigeria. You've really changed a lot in air travel. And once again, I want to thank you, sir, for what you did for me coming home from Port Harcourt prison. I've never told this story. I just think this is the right time. Journalism is a rough draft of history. I'm a retired journalist now, and I want to say there are times when I bring these things out, and this was the time. Happy birthday to Mr. Onyema, and happy birthday to Earpiece, and everybody in that airline has been great to me. I want to thank Captain Josiah that once carried me from Lagos to Accra. The Ghana flight, the 7 a.m. flight to Ghana, it was just terrific. Josiah, slow down. No, is my son. Josiah is like my son. He flew that plane, and Wisdom, Captain Wisdom, they both flew that plane in 45 minutes to Accra. It's a 1 hour flight. So I trolled them for the 15 minutes. I said they were speeding. I love aviation. I've done aviation reporting for a long time when I was in, When I was in journalism. That plane was an Embraer. I love the Embraer plane. This airline has no record of any kind of extreme anything. So we're glad to have Earpiece in Nigeria. Guys, this is not an advert. This is a thank you. Thank you, Earpiece. Thank you, Mr. Onyema. Dr. Kemi Olunloyo, the 29th of March, 2025.
Shout out to Earpiece, May 21st, 2021. Dr. Kemi Olunloyo, the great journalist of Nigeria. I finally got to Abuja. Earpiece, I want to tell you this. On my 53rd birthday in 2017, you gave me a ticket. When you saw me tweeting, I've never been to Abuja. Sorry, I used that ticket to go to Port Harcourt. I finally made it to Abuja today on Earpiece. Captain, say your names. Captain Kamano.
Senior First Officer Lawrence.
Yes, so and we're in the 777. Earpiece. What does this button do? What does that button do? KJ, this was how it was in Uncle Alu's plane. He flew the 747 to New York, Lagos to New York. That's what my uncle did before he passed away a long time ago. But this was, we used to all come to the cockpit, do stuff. So when I was in Canada, KJ was very young. around 7 years old. He's going to be 21 now. And he was in one Air Canada plane. What does this button do? You see Drake's plane? He's a music artist too.
Oh,
Rich
right.
KJT. And you've seen Drake's plane? The big plane that
the
Drake.
Drake music.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
He has a 767, I think. And I remember Johnny Rock, some of his crew. Johnny sat here and acted like he's taking the plane up. You know, anything for Instagram.
I'm
You know,
telling you.
we have fun. Can you come and take a picture?